don't know, I...
Hello everyone! Welcome back to the Midwest Stitches YouTube channel. My name is Danielle and this is my channel where I talk all about crocheting, knitting, sewing, or any other crafty things I might get up to. Today is Thursday, July 11th, and this is episode 50. I can't believe I finally made it to 50 episodes on this channel. It's only taken me a couple of years. Today we have some finished objects to talk about. Works in progress I'm going to update you on. A few things in the mail that I want to talk about. Some new clubs that I joined. I know, I wasn't buying yarn this year, but I couldn't help myself. We also have some new items coming to my shop very soon. I will have all of the details listed on the description box below. I'll have it on the screen, all that stuff. I haven't finalized the exact date and time yet, but I am going to show you all of the new things. I'm going to do a brief overview of everything. All right, so let's jump right on in. You can find me on Instagram at midwest.stitches or on my website at midweststitches.com. And you can find all of my project pages on Ravelry, Midwest Stitches. So, finished objects. First up, I have a couple pairs of socks. And here I have them both, just one on a blocker. These are, this is Old Glory from Stitchin' with Yarn, and I love how these turned out. It's just such a good color. So I actually finished these, I think, on July 3rd, so it was perfect timing. And I did not wear them for 4th of July, but that's okay. I still finished them by that day, and that's when I wanted to have them done. So that pair is done. If you're new here and you don't know, I knit my shorty sock pattern is 64 stitches on a 2mm needle, 8 rounds for the cuff, 4 rounds for my leg, and then I start my heel flap and gusset. Generally, that's what I do the majority of the time. Sometimes I'll do a short row heel, but I don't do those very often. I might do one soon. I don't know. I'm kind of feeling it. But for the most part, it's heel flap and gusset. And I think that's it about those. So that's, if you see this, that is normally what I do. Those are the details for that, unless it's for a gift and it's a different stitch count. And then obviously the sock will be longer or smaller. Here, number 2 that I just finished recently. Again, one off the blocker, one on. These are, or I'm sorry, I keep saying these. This yarn is from Yarnable, and it is called Sweet Liberty. Just get a close-up look of that. I love this colorway so much. I got this yarn last year after the fact. This was the July color last year, and I got the... I don't know if it's really a second sale. It's more like an extra sale, but this was actually an imperfect skein. So there was a few broken threads in the skein, but no big deal there. And I waited until this year because I wanted to knit them in July. And I don't know, I have this weird thing where, like, most of the time if a yarn is tied to a season or a holiday or something, I can't really bring myself to knit it outside of that unless it's going to be for a gift. I did do that earlier in the year. If you recall, I knit some Christmas socks with Christmas yarn because I was trying to get some of my gift knits done earlier. But for the most part, it's like if it's a summery yarn, you know, like if there's a summer theme, like this is watermelons. I have a hard time knitting it outside of that, which is kind of silly, but you know, it's just my thing, I guess. So anyway, there's those. I love these so much. I can't wait to wear them. I love the colors in this. It's very like a muted watermelon kind of color. So, alrighty. And these are kind of finished objects. I'm just going to start calling them finished objects because technically they're finished, but these are the flowers for my Hexi blankets. So I have one of each to show you. So the first one is for the fingering weight blanket. So there is this one. This color is Autumn Harvest from Leap of Faith Yarns. And if you remember, I actually made a DK version of this first. This skein must have been more than 100 grams because I got a shorty pair of socks out of this last year in the fall. And then I did the DK flower, all of those. And then I did this, and I still have, I think, a tiny little ball left, maybe like 5 grams. So there must have been more than 100 in that. I didn't weigh it at the time, but it went really far. So I'm very happy to have one of each of these one in each blanket because I love the colors. Or I also did a DK flower, and this is with the leftovers of Old Glory. And oh my goodness, look at that. A nice red, white, and blue flower. I love this so much. And I actually had, I think, 9 grams left of this too. So a little bit left for a different scrappy project in the future. So for right now, if you're new here, I'm just making these and I'm not piecing them together just yet. I might at some point in time before I have the full amount, I might start piecing them together just to see what it looks like because I am kind of curious how it's going to look with my joining color. But for now, I'm just crocheting them up and keeping them together in a bag and, you know, just kind of collecting them. So, and it's very easy. That's a very portable project, and I can do 1 hexie a day or like 2 every couple days or something, just depending on what I'm feeling. And it's super easy. It only takes a few minutes. They're great. If you haven't looked into that yet, the patterns that I used are linked on the Ravelry pages for those. The only thing I modified is my hexies are a solid color. The tutorial I used, it has you changing colors every round. So I only changed that a little bit. And I was thinking, because I've had quite a few people ask me how I do the solid color hexie. My thought is maybe they're not experienced crocheters, and so they're just not sure how to do that. If you're an experienced crocheter and you've been crocheting for years, you can easily figure that out from the pattern. No big deal. But my thought was, since I had so many people ask me about these, of maybe doing my own YouTube tutorial. The pattern I use is free on a blog, so I don't think I'd be infringing there to show a video because hers is all pictures on the blog. But sometimes if you're like me, I love a video representation of how to do something, which is what I have for the joining method I'm using. There's a video tutorial for that. And it really just, it helps me. I'm more of a visual person in that way when it comes to learning new things. Yeah. So anyway, if you're interested in that, I was thinking of doing a short tutorial, how to do the hexies, and to show you how to do the one color, just so you can see what I did versus what is on that blog tutorial that I used. So if you're interested, let me know. I would be happy to do that and film that for you guys. I've done one tutorial video before and it was fun. So to go along with the flowers, when I got those other ones done, I've been a busy bee making these. These are all the middle hexies, the DK ones, the fingering weight ones. I made a little stack of each using up some undyed bare mini skeins. These are all mini skeins that I had in my stash from various mini skein sets, or just stuff I pulled that was either a cream or a white color. And you can definitely tell the difference in these. Yeah, this is the undyed bare, and this is Lily of the Valley from Breaking Yarn. So she dyes this to be more of a white from the cream. And I actually have a full skein of this and 2 20-gram minis left in my stash that are not wound up. And once I get these made into flowers, then I will break into those and wind them up. But I wanted to crochet up all of the bare that I had, just have a stack of each ready to go. I think there's 11 DK ones, and there's 8 or 9 of the fingering weight ones. So that should keep me busy for a while. I definitely have more leftover yarn mini skeins, then what will be used in just those. So those will, I will be adding to that, of course. So that I liked because the middles of the flowers are done, they're ready to go, and I can just jump in with the color. So that was kind of my thought on that. And I was thinking, you know, looking at my flowers, and even though they're not pieced together yet to make any kind of blanket, I'm already thinking of making a Christmas themed one where it's all reds and greens and kind of silvery, you know, just all the Christmas yarns that I have using the leftovers and making it its own blanket. I'm not sure if it would be a DK weight or a fingering weight blanket, but I think that would be so fun to have every year to pull out is a Christmas themed flower blanket or whatever you want to call it. So I have a lot of Christmas yarn, and I know that that could come together pretty quick. And that kind of ties into one of the clubs that I talked about earlier. So we'll get into that here in just a minute. But that is all I have for, oh, that is not all I have. So my next, I guess that's like finished objects / work in progress. But I did start a new pair of socks a couple days ago. And I am using this yarn. Oh, I love this. So bright and fun. I showed this a couple months ago when I got it, and this is from Granite State Yarns. This is Rainbow Road, and it was inspired by the Rainbow Road level on Mario Kart, which I love. That's my favorite one when we play it. That's the one I've always chosen since I was a kid, if I get to choose. So here's what it looks like so far. Ooh, look at that. Isn't that so much fun? I love this. And this was a micro sock set, so of course I got 50 grams and a mini, and it came with a black mini, which I have used for just, I've used just for the heel. And normally I don't do this because if I do an alternating or contrast color, I do it on the toe. I don't like weaving in ends in the heel portion of it. That's just me, but I figured I would try something different. I thought it would look pretty with the main color or with the contrast, but as you can see, there is definitely some micro striping going on, so I didn't want that to really pool here, so I like how this is turning out. So I think this was a good choice. And what else? Oh, I'm almost done with this. I have like 2 inches left. And then I will, of course, start the second sock and hopefully have that done. Or hopefully, I will definitely have that done before the next time I record. And I'm just working through my basket of yarn that I chose for the summer. I have picked, you know, some new things that I've gotten here and there, or maybe just I'm feeling inspired by something else. But for the most part, I've been picking from I think it was 13 skeins of yarn that I started out with. I think this is my 4th pair, maybe. Anyway, I've done a lot of sewing over the last couple weeks, so I probably would have had maybe another pair or 2 done if that wasn't taking top priority. Those are my only works in progress that I'm going to update you on. My Jelly Roll blanket, I'm still working on that strip I showed you the last time. My hat is still ongoing. I haven't done much work on either of those, so I'm not going to show them this time. I think I will show the Jelly Roll blanket when I get that strip done, and then the hat I will show when there's like a definite progression, because right now when I'm doing like 5 rows or 5 rounds here and there, you can't really see the progress, so it's not worth really showing right now, but I will show those maybe next time or the time after. All right, I have a little bit of mail to show you guys. So I did get my Freckled Whimsy Halloween yarn, and this is called Goblin Party. This was the July colorway. Ooh, look at that. I love these purples and pinks. This is so amazing. So I'm getting this on a DK base, and it's a 75-25 blend DK with a 25 gram mini. And I have not started this. Obviously, I haven't started last month's either. I might just save these for when fall rolls around, because DK yarn works up so quickly that I feel like it wouldn't be an issue. And it's not like I have to get them done this year. That's silly, but you know, I would have some quick projects if I did those in the fall. And then I got a new micro sock set from Stitchin' with Yarn. This is called Santa on Vacation. This is the main skein. It's very like Christmas / tropical at the same time, which I love. I think this is going to turn out so much, like, it's just going to be so much fun. And then she sent along these as well. She sent me some extra stuff. So this is the mini skein that went with it. And then she sent these extra, and she said to put these in my Hexi blankets, which they're definitely going to go into. I just haven't figured out what order or blanket, because I think these two together are like 46 grams. So I think I could get a DK blanket out of these, but I don't know. So we'll see. I might have to weigh them again and just be really cautious with how long I cut my tails, because it takes about 45 grams for me to do the DK flower, but I think that would look awesome. That'd be like the first addition to the Christmas one. I love that. And I think for the Christmas one, sorry to go back to that, but I think for the Christmas one, it's pretty much a go in my brain. I just don't know DK or fingering, but I do know that I'm going to have the joining color be like a silver, like a light gray, silvery kind of color, because I think that would just kind of tie in with the Christmas theme, and I think it would really make the Christmas colors in the flowers pop, because the centers will be white. And then, you know, if you have that silver and then all the flowers are like all the Christmas colors, I think it would just really make the flowers just really jump out of the blanket. So anyway, just wanted to add that in there. So this is what I got from her. Oh, I love all these colors so much. So these are on my list for July. It wasn't originally, I didn't really have a Christmas in July colorway picked. I have a ton of Christmas yarn I could have picked from, but this just feels like I can't wait until December to knit it, because it is a true Christmas in July colorway. So this will probably be my next cast on after the Rainbow Road socks, and hopefully before the end of July I will have them done, but if not, no big deal. And then my last item that I got is from Granite State Yarns. If you don't know, she has now launched some subscriptions, Just Yarn, which I personally love. I love yarn clubs where I don't need any of the extras. I've talked about that before. If you love extras, good. Me, I don't really use them for the most part. I just want the yarn. So I'm happy to subscribe, because I've never been disappointed with her yarn, her colorways, anything. I am so happy to support her in that way, and they're brand new. And this one was her original one. It was just a monthly yarn club. She'd only had one. And so I immediately hopped on that. I was like, I got to do that. And this was the first color. This is called To Die For, and dye DYE. And this is what she came up with. Look at that. This is very like, I feel like it's almost 90s, you know, definitely tie-dye, like a dark tie-dye inspired. So I'm excited to work with this. Hopefully this summer, that's my plan. And now she has 4 clubs. I think she has this club, which is kind of a free-for-all for her, where she can just let the colors inspire her and just kind of dye whatever. It maybe not necessarily themed, but it's just kind of like whatever's inspiring her at that moment. There's the Christmas one, which I joined that one too. So next month I will get my first skein of that. And that's what inspired me to think maybe I should do a Christmas flower blanket. Because I will be getting that monthly, and yeah, so using up the extras, and a flower blanket would be perfect for that. And then she has a faith-inspired one. I think it's like based off of, because she's Catholic, so it's based off of like saints and other kind of holy Catholic figure type things. You can see it. You can look at her website, granitestateyarns.com. She has all the details. And then her last club is what she's calling, I think, the Aesthetic Club, which is like a kind of a minimalist type club where the colors are more like tonals, lightly speckled, you know, for someone who doesn't want the loud colors in their yarn, that maybe you're looking for things that are you know, might be more cohesive and go together more often in a club, she's going to have that one too. So head over there and check out her clubs. You'd get a discount for subscribing. And like I said, I've never been disappointed with her yarn. She used to have a seasonal box that I got when she had those, and I love those. I still have some of that yarn I need to work with. So if you're wanting to try out a new club, definitely check her out. Okay, so the last thing, if you guys are ready for it, is the shop update. The shop update. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to have that I will show you, I haven't had these in a little while. I made some new ones, but I will have some of these. This is my personal one. This is my heel flap row counter. If you're new here and you haven't seen these, there's a close-up. I started making these for myself, and I decided to put them in the shop. And so I thought I would bring them back for people if they wanted them. You can either use a dry erase marker or a Sharpie on this. Dry erase, you just have to wipe it off with water or a tissue. I use Sharpie, and I just spray it with alcohol, rubbing alcohol, and wipe it off with a tissue, and it's reusable, and I love it. And I always use them when I do a heel flap and gusset because I am terrible about counting the slip stitches. For some reason, I always get it wrong, even, you know, like all the tricks and looking on the back and stuff. So this is super helpful for me. I just mark it off as I go, and it's a tool and a notion that I use every single time I make a pair of socks that have a heel flap. And I know other people have bought them from me and they love them too. So if you're interested in that, there will be quite a few put in the shop for this update. And then all of these two bins are filled with project bags. I will show you something brand new that I have never done before in my shop, and I'm really excited about it. This collection is called Amazing Grace. It's my first faith-inspired collection. Look at this fabric. So it has the lyrics for Amazing Grace on the bag. You can see it there with some beautiful crosses and roses. And this is the drawstring version, and this is the inside fabric. They're just little plus signs, crosses, whatever you want to call them. But I wanted to counter the black with something light. So I have small and medium in drawstring and zipper. Here's what the zipper looks like in a small. It's got a white handle. And then all of them have a silver. I don't know if you can see that very well. Oh, there you go. I used a white zipper with a silver teeth and a silver zipper pull. And drawstring and zipper will have small and medium sizes. And then I had enough left over for some small snap ones, and they have white snaps. So there are those. I'm very excited about this, and this is definitely a collection where if there's enough interest, okay, let me back that up. I normally don't repeat collections. I've had people ask me that before. I normally don't. I usually buy fabric once. Most of the time I can't find it again, or the colors are too different that I don't like that. So like the manufacturer changes a dye or something that they put in it, so it's not the same, and I don't like that. But I have looked, and I can get these fabrics again. I'm like 99% sure. So if there's enough interest, because I only made, I think there's 16 of these in total between the three styles and sizes. If there's enough interest, I would definitely be willing to open a pre-order for this, just because this is a very unique collection and I'm able to get the fabrics again. So if you are a person of faith, then this is definitely the one for you. And this is full of stuff too. I have some other notion-y things. So these are, this collection is what I'm calling the Follow Your Arrow collection. And you'll see why in a second. So I'm just going to show each kind, or each print. So here's the first one. In this, it's showing up more bright red on the screen, but it's definitely more maroon colored in person. So it's just these little arrows. And the inside is kind of this really neat black and white crosshatch fabric. So these red ones have a white zipper. And then I had this black and white arrows. It has the same fabric on the inside, and it's got a black zipper, and then it has a black handle. So this is definitely more of if you are more into darker colors. You know, I don't normally sell stuff with dark colors, but I feel like I need to start adding those more to the shop. So there's those. I have these in small and medium, zipper only. The red ones are only in small. I only had enough for small. I had weird cuts of this fabric. We have this fabric, which is a cotton canvas with a white handle. I have 2 snaps of this, and this is kind of a denim looking cotton. So I have 2 snaps. I have weird amounts of these, so my apologies. But I have 1 small drawstring in that. And as you can see, I wanted to show you the difference, because I always put notes on the listings with sizes. So here's the difference. So this snap, as you can see, is quite a bit smaller. This is like the size I used to sell last year in the snap size. Like the snap had its own size for small, and this was a size. I had leftovers of this, so I just thought I would make them into that size bag just so as not to waste anything. Okay, so 2 of the small snap, 1 of these. And then I also have, I'm not even going to show them. I also have this drawstring and this fabric in a couple of medium size. And then I have quite a few small only in this print, calling this Little Arrows. And these are just, there's some pastels in there. Yep, hopefully you can see that. And again, same fabric. It's like a denim crosshatch, like a faded kind of denim. It's really pretty in person. I really like it. So there's that. So this is the Follow Your Arrow collection. And I also have some needle cozies. I had enough fabric for 1 red one, and then I have a bunch of black ones. So there's a bunch of different ones of those. This it kind of goes with this collection, kind of not, but I had some weird cuts of these fabrics too that couldn't really make bags. So I decided to make needle cozies out of them for anybody that might need them, and I have a bunch. Oh, that's from the summer collection. These are like a southwestern kind of print. So we have this print. I have this print. And I think there's one more. Oh, yeah. And then I have this print. So these aren't going to have names. They're just going to be, I think, southwestern print needle cozies or something like that. And I'll just have them labeled 1, 2, 3. Because I don't really know what to call them. They didn't have names. It's fabric I got years and years ago. If you have stuck around till the end of that, I will have the shop update here, the time and date on the screen. I haven't finalized it yet, but by the time I get this video edited, I will. And if you're wondering, if you're new here, again, if you're new here, if you've been here before, you've already heard me make this spiel before, but the reason I have kind of weird numbers of bags and sizes and stuff is my goal this year is to really use my stash, and that is not just for yarn, that's for my fabric too, for my business. So I'm just pulling from my cabinets, trying to pull things together that look good together, that go together, and trying to just use what I have to make bags. And right now, I've said this before, so I won't make it a long thing, but in the current stage of life, my sewing time is limited, so I can only make a certain amount. I know other shops, they are able to make a heck of a lot more, and I wish that was me, but so I'm just doing small batches for right now, and if there ever comes a time where I can do more, then I will gladly do that. But for right now, it's just a few of each print as I have the fabric, trying to use up what I have instead of buying more right now. So in case you're wondering why there is like weird amounts or only one of this or something like that. So I just wanted to put that out there because we have had quite a few new subscribers lately. That's gonna be all I have for today. If you liked this video, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of my future videos. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.